Hello, this is Ginger. I am going to scrap a page for you. I'm definitely not a professional at Affinity Photo yet. I'm fairly new to it. I've been scrapbooking digitally for many years. Probably, I don't know, maybe almost 20 years at this point. But I just learned Affinity recently, and I took the class Pages to Pixels, I think it's called, by Kelly. Oh, I can't remember her last name, darn it. Anyways, I can give a link to the class if anyone wants it. So this is the kit I'm going to use. It's called Spring State of Mind. It's at GingerScraps. That's my store. And it's actually free this month with any purchase over $10. So anyways, I just thought it would be a fun one to use because it has templates. So then I can show you how to use a template. These are the templates that are included in this particular collection. And it has elements and papers and everything you need for one layout. So the very first thing, I'm using it on my iPad. I have an Apple Pencil. I've never used it on a computer or a laptop. I've only scrapped with Affinity Photo on my iPad, so I'm not exactly sure how it translates over to a laptop or a computer. And I use the cloud, so I download everything directly. Actually, I download it directly to my iPad, and then it's on the cloud so that I can use it on my laptop as well if I want to. So everything's on my iPad cloud. I'm sitting over here pointing to my iPad as if you can see it, and you can't, but I'm talking about the iCloud. It's over under locations and then iCloud Drive. That's where all of my things are. I have different folders that I've organized myself. Yours will look nothing like this because I organized these myself. Anyhow, so let's get started. First thing we'll do is open up Affinity. This is all of the different layouts that I've been working on recently. So I'm doing the 365 challenge right now, trying to take a photo a day. You can see them all at the bottom there. These are some old, well, not old, but from Christmas pages that I made. It saves them in here so you can just quickly open them up to continue working on something, but we're going to open up a new one. So we'll say open, and we want to go import document. There's a reason why we don't go new, and I can't totally remember, but I think it has to do with overwriting the original file. And if you do it this way, it won't override the original template. So you'll be saving like as a copy, then the original template will still be intact. That's why you want to do open and import, okay? So these are the 4 templates that are included in this kit. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast. I'm just trying to not make this take a really long time. And I'm not a super fast scrapper, so I'm going to use this one that says spring on it. So this is what the template looks like. Right now it's in the mode up here. If you press down, well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but down here in the bottom right, there's a little question mark. If you hold it, it will give you the names for each of these tools. So the hand is called the view tool. When that's selected, nothing can happen. You can't like move anything around or mess anything up, okay? So the move tool is where you want to have that selected to move things around. So did you see when I clicked the move tool, it automatically highlighted this flower, and now I can move this flower around, okay? So in a template, all of these flowers are just placeholders. They're just placeholders for you to pick your own flowers to then put on the layout. So the first thing I like to do, this is my own preference, is I like to pick my pictures. Not every template will be the same. Some of them don't have the FX, which in Photoshop would be styles. This is for your shadow. So for example, this template already has pre-done shadowing. So they're already on there, but you can change it. First of all, edit it however you want it. These shadows might be, I don't know if I'm going to love the way these shadows are for my own personal preference, so I might end up changing some of these shadows. And you also don't, not all templates have shadows. So, but then you just add your own. I think it's probably, I don't know, 50-50 really. I mean, a lot of them do, a lot of them don't. So the first thing I'm going to do is, now I want to be able to access my photos. You can, I'm doing this with my finger, although you can't see it. I'm gently touching on the right hand side of the page and pulling out. See how I got that little arrow? And I'll pull that out again. And now that's going to bring up my photos. And if I hold down at the bottom where the black line is the bottom, and I hold it up and kind of push it out like this, it will bring up my different files from different kits I've been using recently, okay? I know that's a little bit hard to show when you can't see what my hand is doing, but that's what that's doing. If people come in my room and start to talk to me, you'll just have to ignore it. I'm not a professional over here. Anyways, so these are my recent pictures. And the way that I got that up there, and just in case you don't know, is we'll go back here, we'll open the photos, okay? This is my photo app. I'm going to hold the bottom line again. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I'm going to hold this bottom line again to bring it up like, nope. Okay, to where they're all like this. And then you just hold that and you carry it over there, and it will put it over in the little, oh, I guess it's like a dock, the side dock. That's also how I get, like, if I want to be using this kit right here, I'm pointing to it again. I'm going to do it this whole time. It's called Spring State of Mind. That's the kit that I'm using. I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to bring that over here too. So then when I'm back in Affinity, there's the kit I want all right here. And I can make that go away just by, the way I'm making that go away is by putting my finger on the very, the right edge right here, and then just kind of gently pushing it over. And then I can bring it back with that little arrow, just like that. And then again, to get my pictures, I'll kind of bring it up like this, and then there we go. Okay. I am going to use, so the first thing, I'm going to get rid of that real quick. Whoop. Go back to all photos. I'm going to get rid of that real quick. I want to highlight the photo layer, and I want to have my move tool selected. Okay. And then I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to use this picture right here. Now I'm going to, with your finger or your Apple Pencil, touch that picture, hold it down a little bit, and just drag it into your page. I don't have super fast internet, and you know, most people have faster internet than me, so there is that little bit of a delay when it's downloading from the cloud. So now I'm going to resize it. I think I might actually want to put it in this square instead. We can mess with it a little bit. So now I'm putting my pencil on the photo layer itself, holding down, and I'm going to drag it down. And see when, do you see when this the photo layer right there turns blue all the way highlighted like that? Let go. And that creates a clipping mask to clip that photo right onto the template. So there's my little picture of my grandson, and I want to show you something real quick. Okay, now let's say that I want that picture frame to be bigger. If I have this highlighter right now, which was the matte, the template space. If I do this, it's going to stretch the picture. See that? We don't want that. So we'll press undo over here. Down in the right hand corner, there's an arrow that's an undo button. And now I'm going to drag this up so it's not highlighted, so it's just sitting. See how the blue line's on top of there? Let go of it. And then I can take this photo, have the photo layer highlighted that says, it's the template piece. It says photo 1. That's the name of the layer. And I'm going to make this bigger because I want a little bit more of him to be shown. Okay. Now it's done how I want it to be. So now I can take it and highlight and drop it right on there. Oh, but one problem we didn't see. So you're just doing this with me, so I'm going to make mistakes. I'm doing a lot of undos. That's what I was just doing. I'll take this photo back up here, and I'm going to have to take the photo, the frame, and the shadow so that they're all bigger. To do that, I have the photo template layer selected. I'm going to swipe over from the right to left. Swipe, that says add to selection. Same thing here. Swipe, add to selection. Okay. And now I can, all at the same time, I can resize all of these. The way that I like to do it when I have so many layers selected at once is by clicking this square box right there. What's that called? That's called the transform tool. Okay. So select that. I'm going to lock those layers so that they both, actually I don't want to lock layers on this one because I only want the height difference. So unlock them. And then I can make the height bigger or smaller. Okay, that's down there. Do you see that down at the bottom of the picture? Do you see that little movement? That's not what I want to do. I'm going to say undo. I want to make it bigger. How do I do that? I think it's this one. No, that's doing the dimensions. Let's see. Position. How do I do this again? I think I just have to do it like that and then move it maybe? Okay, I moved it, it just moved down there, so now I can move it right here by, whoops. I'm just moving them all together at the same time. They're still all selected. See how 3 are selected? So they all moved together. And I'm just making sure it's where I want it to be. And I think it is. So now I can take this, the actual photo, and I can hold it down and drop it when it highlights blue onto the photo. And there we go. That looks great. So now I need to pick a picture for this little tiny circle. So we'll have that layer selected. And let's see, what picture do I want to use? I could use maybe this picture of him blowing the bubbles. Yeah, I think I'll use that one. So I will put it over here. And I'll get rid of this. And now I'll hold this picture and drag it till it highlights blue and let go. And now I can make sure that I have the actual photograph layer selected, and I can move it to where that looks about right. If I want to be more accurate or delicate or whatever you want to call it with my movements, I can go back to this alignment tool, and I can use these positioning ones to move it back and forth, move it up and down. Click on it once to bring up a number. I can input whatever I want, like I'll just do 730. It will move it a tiny bit. So if I want to get more precise with it, I can use that. So now I have the 2 pictures in there that I want. Now I'm going to start, and you can collapse these layers by pressing on this little arrow. You can highlight a layer, add to selection, swipe, add to selection. You can click this button up at the top. You can't see where I'm pointing, but there is a plus sign at the top and a little, like, it almost looks like a TV screen with 2, with 2 lines on top. If you click that, it will, sorry, it's this one that looks like a little clipboard kind of, and it groups them all. You see now they're in a group. So now I can have those all grouped together. I can do that with this as well. Add, swipe, add, and then group. So now both of those are in their own group. Now if I wanted to, I could highlight the group, move the whole thing all at once. So I might want to do that later on. That's why it's kind of nice to be able to group them like that. Okay, let's get started on the back paper. That's where I'm going to start. So the very back paper is this layer right here. And I'm going to swipe over on the right-hand side of the screen till that little arrow comes up, and then bring it out. And then I'm going to get this kit. This is the one I'm going to be using. So here's the kit over here. These folders aren't even, anyways, I've reorganized these myself, so this isn't what it would look like when you download it. But you can reorganize them like this if you want. I put all the papers in one folder and all the elements in one folder, so I don't have so many folders to look through. You can see that all of these are trying to download right now. You can see by the little cloud that they're on the cloud. So when I want to click on it to look at it, it's going to be waiting like this. And like I said, my internet's slow, so yours is going to be a lot faster than this. And that's a pretty cute paper. I'm trying to decide which one I want to use. I'm actually going to pause this video and come back to it once more of these have downloaded, maybe. Because of my internet speed, I don't want this to be super long. So I'm going to pause here and I'll be back soon with the rest of this. Okay. Well, my quick pause in scrapping ended up being a few hours, and now I've had dinner and it is 10:30 at night. And I'm getting back to this page. So let's see. Let's get started. Now I'm going to start selecting some papers for the background. And I'm going to go back to that kit that I'm working with. I don't even remember what it's called now. Spring State of Mind, I think. Yeah, Spring State of Mind. So right now it's free for the month of April with purchases over $10, and it will go on sale. So if you don't want to do that deal, it'll be available for sale sometime in May, usually towards the beginning of the month. So if you like this kit and you want to use it, but there are so many cute kits out there, you will not have trouble finding one you like. So you can click on an item to enlarge it, and you can pull your fingers apart from each other to zoom in and get a better look about what that paper looks like. But once you have it open up in this view, you can't pull it over to the layout. It has to be in the thumbnail view to pull it over. And I like this little cloud paper, so I'm going to pull it over. And then let's see, where do I want it? Do I want it over here, or do I want it on? I think I do want it over there. So I have that layer selected now. I'm going to go over to the alignment tool, and I'm going to go to alignment options, and then I'm going to click this to make it pop into the center, align horizontally, align vertically. Now I know it is perfectly in the center. I'm going to get a drink. Hold on. Now let's get a paper for the heart. Let's see, what do I want the heart to look like? Actually, I think I'm going to do the spring. Oops. I think I'm going to go with the spring, the word spring first. Because I think I want to try this wooden kind of paper for the word spring. So I'm going to drag this up. I'm clicking down on it with my Apple Pencil, holding it till it's something I can move. I'm going to bring it, I'm going to hover. If I do it, that will be just on top of it. If you see the blue line. So you want to hover it until you see the whole layer highlighted that you want it to clip to, and let go. And I'm going to crop this down a little bit by hitting the clicking on the corner with my pencil and dragging it in. I don't really like that. So I'm not going to use that for that. Let's see, maybe I'll use, what would be cute for the word spring? Maybe polka dots? See, this is why I'm not a quick scrapper, because I like to think about things and mess with things. That might be cute. I'm not sure yet. Okay, maybe I'll use So you can just keep on layering stuff and piling it on top. I think I'm going to try this blue, this for that. That looks kind of cool. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I want that for the heart. Yeah, I think I like that for the heart. But I'm going to crop it a bit so that it gets more of the gradient of color on the actual heart. Okay, I think I like that. And I can click this little arrow to like collapse that. See? Now we need to pick something for the blue paper and the letter spring. I'm still not sure about what I'm going to do for the spring, but let's see. What do I want to do for the blue one? Thinking it'd probably be quicker if I like pre-planned this and like zoomed through it, but I'm trying to give you an actual accurate idea of what I do. This is gonna get pretty boring, but this is how I scrap. I am not fast. I like to take my time and relax through it. Do any of you guys remember the old things called speed scraps, where you'd have like an hour and have to get your whole page done in an hour, and you get a new set of directions every 10 minutes or something? That was fun. We used to do those all the time. But then they just became less popular and people stopped coming, so. But they were fun. Maybe that. So then I'm going to need to turn off these. Okay, so if you want to turn off a layer, like make it invisible, but not delete it, you can press this little round circle right here. And that will turn that off. I'm not totally loving this, to be honest. I feel like maybe I should pause the video and pick what I want exactly and then come back, because this is going to get a little bit boring. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I'm just going to do the process that I do of messing around and picking what I want to pick, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to put some flowers in. All right, pausing the video again. Okay, first thing I wanted to tell you about while I took my little break, I looked up the name of the class that I took and to learn Affinity Photo for the iPad for scrapping. And it's on a site called Pixels to Pages. And then the classes that I took are the iCloud Drive class and the Affinity Photo for iPad, the basics, and the Affinity Photo for iPad Effects Studio, but I haven't finished that class. I bought it, but I haven't finished it yet. And then there's also one all about the text studio that I'm going to buy soon. So, anyways, those are really good classes. It's a lot more detail, and she gives explanations for each thing. But this is just you watching an amateur learning how to do layouts from one collection in Affinity Photo on the iPad. So that's what I'm showing you, but I wanted to definitely give credit to her because she is great with the classes. Okay, I picked my papers, and this is what I went with. I went with this polka dot one for the heart. I went with the cloud one I already showed you for the back, for the top portion. I did a plain yellow for the word spring. And then I did the little blue swirly one for the bottom half. So I like the way those papers look. And now I'm going to get started on all of the clusters of flowers. And you can also, I'll show you this real quick. I don't do this very often, but you can take a paper and put it on a flower. I'm going to take this glitter paper just to show you, and I probably won't keep it on the page, but I'll show you what it looks like if you want to take a glitter paper and then You can, to zoom in, I'm going to put 2 fingers on the screen, and I'm going to move them apart. Okay. So you can see how some of these flowers have little like textured looking edges, and some of them are smoothed. That's just what the designer did to give it a little bit of dimension. I'm going to drag this glitter paper up to this pink flower and clip it on there. And see, you can see that you can clip any paper that you want to the template and use those if you don't want to use actual flower elements from a kit. I never do that because I like the way it looks to use the papers that come, the flowers that come in kits. So I'm going to delete that off of there. And I'm going to zoom back to do that. I put 2 fingers on the page and bring them together to, it's just intuitive how you zoom anything with your fingers on any touch screen. So, but that's how you do it. So now I'm going to look at the elements folder, and this is everything that comes in that kit, and it's a big one. So there's a ton of stuff in it. So let's see. I'm going to start by pulling some greenery in there. I will use that one. I will use this one. I'm just going to go along and pull some of the ones that I might want to use, and then I'll start arranging them. Let's see. These are pretty cool. I might want to use that. I'm not sure if I want that look or not, but I'll pull it in there just in case. I want that leaf. Okay, and then I'm going to get some of this greenery arranged, and then I will bring in some flowers on top of them. So you just pick it up to move it around where you want it. You pull, okay, let's see if I can get this somewhere where it's more visible. You see these 2 little white dots? That's what you can do to rotate it. And in the corners is where you'll click to, it would be cool if you could see where I was clicking, but I don't know how to do that. That you can pull in the corner to make it bigger or smaller. If you use one of the top buttons on the top or the bottom right here, the handles, that's going to distort it. See? Or this one. So you want to avoid those. I'm going to click undo over here in the bottom right. Undo, 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 undo. Instead of clicking undo so many times, you can also use the history panel. Which one is that? Let's see, we'll press a question mark. Maybe that will tell us. You know, I've forgotten where it was, but there is a history area where you can, it's probably right in front of my face and I'm not seeing it. Maybe it's this? No. Yeah, sorry guys. I don't remember where it is. Resource manager, that's not it. Aha. The little clock. That makes sense. Did it say that? It said it, history, right there. I was just missing it. So you can, instead of clicking undo, 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 if you have a lot of moves that you want to undo, you can just come to the history and pick where you want it to go back to. So we'll go to there. Okay, back to the layers panel. Now I'm going to grab some of these and I'm going to just start arranging them. What I think I generally might want them. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to pull it down. So that is on the bottom because that's where they should go. I'm going to zoom in a bit. And then as you go, you can start hiding the different layers that you're not going to use. I should have some music on in the background or something. A little bit of something exciting to listen to. I wonder if you can hear all the crickets. It was a nice, beautiful day today. I had my grandkids come over and my little niece and her daughter. And we played at the pond. We played outside. Such a beautiful day. And tomorrow it is supposed to start raining again. But we seized the moment. Yesterday and today were both so pretty. Just beautiful weather. I live in Northern California, so we do get lots of rain and snow, even though people think, oh, California, you must have the best sunshiny 70 degrees all the time. Nope, we don't. But we do have, I love having all the seasons. It's a great place to live. No matter what anybody tells you, I love it. And I just ignore the politics. I'm gonna pull this one. See how this little stem is kind of sticking into the frame? I'm gonna pull it down under the circle frame, in between the circle and the rectangle frames. That's where I want that little leaf to go. And I think I'm gonna want 2 of those. I kind of want to balance it out. So you can go up here and you can say duplicate. Sorry, I'm multitasking. I have to do something on my other computer real quick. Okay. Anyways, you say duplicate, and then it makes 2 of them. And then, oh, but see, I need to have that on top of this blue paper because right now you can't see it because it's under the blue paper. So we'll put it here. I wonder if I should start doing more videos of scrapping. I wonder if people would be interested in seeing that, because I could do quick little ones as I do each day on my 365 page. Those would be fast because I only work on them. I usually do a little bit every day, so it doesn't take me long at all to get those ones done. Let's see. And as you can see right now, none of these leaves have shadows. So I'll do that later. Okay. Duplicate that one. You can also you can go over to the alignment tool and you can change the flip and rotate. Using these buttons. I don't think I like the way that looked. don't know for sure if I love that, but I can always change it later if I don't like it. I think I might want to just duplicate that too to bring symmetry between these two clusters. Let me duplicate that. And I'll probably move these things around even more once I start adding the flowers. So I can show how to do the shadows on all of those leaves real quick. Generally, I found that I like 15-15 for my shadow. I'll show you what that means. Let's see, what did she have her leaves set at, so we can see what if. So you press this where it says FX on this layer. I wish you could see my pencil, so it's not. Anyways, on the leaf layer, you can see the little FX right there. So you want to highlight FX over in the panel first. Click on that. Make sure that the layer that you are dealing with is highlighted. So I'm talking about this leaf layer right here. I'll make it invisible and visible again so you can see what I'm talking about. It's over on the left side, this one right here. See that? And I think I do like how that shadow looks. So I'm going to look at it and see what the numbers are. So I click the FX panel and I'm going to click on the word outer shadow. And that's going to bring up these panels right here. It's going to show you the opacity, which is at 40%. And it's going to show you the 24 pixels and the 30 pixels. And then you can click that for the angle. It's at a 90-degree angle. It's at a 24 radius and a 30 offset. Those are the numbers. And yeah, that's a lot bigger than what I usually use on my other pages. But maybe we'll just go with it this time and see what the finished product looks like. I can already tell you by looking that I know I'm going to want that heart to be a bigger shadow. The heart in the background with the polka dots on it. That, in my opinion, I would want that to be a larger shadow. Anyways, let's take this shadow right here that's on this leaf we're looking at. So we're going to go up to the 3 dots right here, what is that called? It doesn't tell us what it's called, but these 3 little dots on the top left of the screen, there's these. I know these are called something like, there's liquefy, or I don't remember, but anyways, each of these means something different. Anyways, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click copy, okay? And then I'm going to go back over to my leaf that I want to put the shadow on, and I can do them all at the same time by selecting it and then swipe, 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 swipe. All of those ones, all the leaves I just put on it, okay? They're all highlighted now because I swiped on them with my pencil. And then I will click on those 3 dots again and I'll say paste FX. So now that FX style, well, they're not called styles in this program, but that FX shadow was applied to all of the layers. I can see it didn't do that to that green. Oh, because I had that down here. So we'll paste FX into that. Now that that shadow is on all of the leaves that I just put on my page. So I'm going to get rid of that again. And now I'm going to start adding flowers. And there's so many cute flowers in this kit that there's going to be lots to choose from. And I'm going to stick with mostly just the flower head type of looking flowers. So I definitely want this one. I'm going to pull them up here because I don't want them to start stacking underneath everything. And we definitely want this green one. I want this yellow one. I'm kind of basing my color choices on, well, the photograph is what steered me in the direction for everything on the page. So that will dictate a lot of the colors that I pick for the flowers. The orange one could be pretty. You could do a couple. Let's see, what about this? I don't know for sure that I'm going to want to use that one, but I'll pull it over just in case. And you can add little buttons in there too. It doesn't have to be all flowers. You don't have to put flowers there just because there's a flower on the template. You can put anything. Bows, stars, buttons, brads. Anything you can think of. This one's cute. This one's cute. Okay, that might be enough to begin with. And now we're just going to start layering them on there. So I'm going to get that to generally the same size as that pink flower back there. And is it this one? Yeah, so I'm going to put this, you don't have to do it exactly like I'm doing it, but this is how I usually do it. I'm going to put that right under that pink flower and then set that to invisible. I'm just going to do it so that I know that it's in the same spot. Make it a little bit bigger. And then I'll hide that. And then the next flower I'll do the this yellow one down here. So it's this one. And maybe I'll use this green. And I'm going to hide that. Oops, wrong one. Hide that. And then I'll do maybe this little orange one. Something interesting that I've noticed about Affinity in Photoshop, if I resize an item and make it, so let's say that this is the way it came. I have not resized that yet. So I wouldn't really want to make that bigger because sometimes that will make it look pixelated, but it really doesn't in this program. I don't know, it's interesting. In Photoshop, it's like if you have an item that's small and you try to make it bigger, it usually looks bad. But I haven't really noticed that in this program so much. It's kind of interesting. I'm going to duplicate this right now with the big size that it is because I'm going to want it bigger over here, make it smaller over here. But I don't really understand why, but you know, hey, not complaining about it. It's kind of interesting though. Maybe I'll go with this green one. You can also like delete them instead of just hiding them, because it does start to clear up, so you're not sorting through so many layers. I'm trying to select this little flower, and for some reason it's giving me a hard time. So I kind of think I want that on top of the blue one. I don't know, I can mess with that later. What other flowers do I have? I have some more down here. This one, duplicate it. I'm just looking for different things I might want to put on there. Let's see. So quiet. It's gonna put you to sleep. Maybe once I get this side finished, I'll pause it and kind of do my own thing for a bit and then come back, because I mean, I don't know how, if you really want to see, you know, literally all of the whole thing being created, that might, I just don't want to bore everyone. Could be cute if we stick the little pinwheel, I think, at the very top. That might be cute. I don't know though for sure. I don't think I like it. I think I like the pink color. I'll just hide it for now because I can always add it later. I think I might want to put another polka dot. Sometimes I like to put these little like confetti type beads kind of coming out of the clusters. Sometimes that's cute. Whoops. Oh, this blue one. I feel like it needs to have some more of this blue color over here somewhere. Balance it out a little bit. Make it small. Okay, so move these over here. So that's generally how that looks finished. And I can put the different shadows on. I'll do the shadows last. So I'm going to pause the video here and I'm going to work on building this, this cluster on the other side. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I finished doing the clusters and I have them exactly how I want. You can see that I duplicated a lot of the flowers. They're the same flowers, I just used them, arranged them different ways. Generally following the template. I took those little beads that I put, I put the same little beads here. Oh, I'm pointing again. On the bottom, kind of coming off the word spring. Following the word spring, I kind of put a scatter of those beads. I thought that looked cute. And now I'm going to put the shadow on all of those layers. So I'm going to look for anything that's an element that doesn't have the word effects by it, because that means there's no effects on it yet. And I'm going to start swiping. Swipe. Swipe, 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 swipe. And I'm just going to keep on going. All these flowers. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to say paste effects. And now all the shadows are on the beads and the leaves and everything else. I'll take that away and you can see how that's looking. Now, like I was telling you before, I want that heart to have a bigger shadow. So I'm going to go down here to this heart. And you want to be on the actual heart shape, not the paper. The paper, if you apply effects to that paper that you clip to it, it won't do anything. So right now the effects on that layer are 40% opacity and then 10 and 3. So it's very small. So I'm going to use my usual 15-15 and see if I like that. Oh, so to change that, yeah, you can either pull this up and down and you can see the shadow changing on that heart as I do that. This is the radius of the shadow. Or you can click on the number, click, and then put in whatever you want. Same with this one. You can pull the slider. You see that shadow moving? way out there. So you have a lot of flexibility with with however you want the shadow to be. And let's see what the angle is on that. It's at 45. Whoops. Should I match it at the 90 like the other ones are? Most of the time you generally want all the shadows to have the same angle because it's supposed to replicate the sun source. So I'm going to go up to the history and I am going to go back to that's where it was originally. So I think what I'm going to do is, oh man, I'm just going to change to click back to radius. You click on the little the symbol down here. I wish I could show you, but I'm clicking right there. Hopefully you can see that changing. So I'm going to do 15, 15. That's okay. I might mess with that later, but I don't know. Anyways, I'll sit here and think about it for 10 minutes. I feel like I'm really liking that. I kind of wonder if it would be cute if I put a color on a frame instead of just keeping it white. But I'm going to leave that there for now. And then one other thing I wanted to show you was down here, there's a bit of text so that you can have journaling. I don't know that I'm going to have much journaling on this particular page, but the way that you do text is this is not an editable. This is just like a placeholder. You can use this little like poem or whatever. You can put it wherever you want it. I don't think I'm going to use that. So to do text, you would get the text tool, and you can hover in the corner to do an art frame or art text, excuse me, or frame text. I'm going to do frame text. So this is what I would do if I was using journaling. And then you can click somewhere and pull out. Now that's the text box that your text will go in. So I would just say blah, 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 blah. Just pretend like I'm typing. And it will stay within that box. See, it'll go down to the next line now. Anyways. And then you can also speak, which is kind of cool. I'll show you that real quick. I'll select it. I'm circling it with my Apple Pencil, and I'm going to delete it. And then I'll say, so if you want to change it, you can click on the space bar just like you do on your phone and slide over. I want that to be capital. This needs to not be 2 sentences. And then I can go to move this. Let's see, where should I put some journaling? It just kind of messes up the whole vibe of the page, doesn't it? Sometimes, even though I know journaling is so important on a scrapbook page because you're memory keeping, sometimes it just messes up the whole flow of the page. So I'm going to show you real quick how you, I'm going to circle it again. You can use your pencil or your finger. And then I'm going to click on the text tool, which is right here. I'm going to move this by dragging it. And then you can go through different fonts. This up here. And let's see, which one do I want to use? American typewriter, regular. I like that one. We can mess with the size. Oh, I'll show you that real quick too. So do you see how I just made it? 14 is probably good. So And then do you see this little red eyeball that came up near the text box? That's because my text went outside of the size of box that I have. So you can get onto the move tool and pull that down. See how that little red eyeball appears? That means that some of your text might get cut off, so you want to have that shape. And you can move this box however you want to change the orientation of the text. Or I don't know if orientation is the right word, but so that's pretty good. And I feel like I need some kind of little journaling box or something. I wonder what's in this kit for that. These are some cute little word art that would be fun on the page too. I just pointed again. Can't help myself. Well, I can just make my own if there's no little specific thing that I want to use for this specific task. What does this look like? I like the corners of this, and this might be a cool shape for that. So I am going to use this, and I'm going to flip it around like this. I'm going to get the size generally. Where's my little, there it is. And then I will take, I'm going to select those both because I'm going to bring them down to here. I moved them both at the same time. I want that yellow paper. What did I have that on? The word spring. So I'm going to copy this. Actually, I'm going to use the lighter one, I think. So I don't even need to copy it because I'm not using it up there. I'm going to drop it onto that. Now I'm trying to find the Rasterize button. Where is it? Oh no, I can't remember. Oops, don't want to do that. Okay, so I have to rasterize this shape so that it will hold the shape of this yellow. Because I don't know if you noticed the first time, it was not that shape. It was just a square. Okay, now we'll put this text on top of it, and we need to change this text box a little bit. We need to turn this just a tiny bit. Just trying to get this on here exactly how I want it. The one other thing you can do is you can so select both of those. If you want, I'll show you what I'm talking about as I do it. Click the alignment options. I want to make sure that this is centered within that item. So now if I do that and that, it's just going to put the text box directly in the center of the little journaling box that I just made. And then I'm going to paste the FX on that journaling box, but I don't want to use that one. I'm going to use the same one we have for the heart. So copy, paste. I'm going to group these. Oops. So then I can move them together and put it exactly where I want it. I might just put it right there. I think I'll put it over here. And then I know I told you I was going to do all of it just from the one kit, but I really do want some bubbles on here. So I'm going to search my iPad for bubbles. And this will bring up everything that's labeled bubbles. This is going to be from a different kit. I apologize. It's just one item. Hopefully you can forgive me. Let's see. Do I like this one? That's pretty cute. What color bubbles do I want? This is from Eldrag, a mermaid kit. What's the exact name of it? I don't know. I'll have to look that up later. What about this one? Let's see how these ones look. Now, do we want to have that paper shadow, or do we want it to have the shadow of the flowers? Do I like it there, or do I want it above the spring? No, it needs to be under it. Okay. And I should have the date somewhere. And I'm going to copy and go over to the word spring and paste that effects. I just want it to be the same as the heart. And I need to go back and let's see if there's any other little let's see, where should we put this? I'll put the date. Oh, that's what the art text does. I don't want that though. I want the frame text. And we want it to say, what's the month? April? Go back over to the, now this has a ton of different settings, and yeah, I don't really know about all of them that much. I have that class that I bought, I just need to take it. So, I don't know a ton about the fonts yet, but you should take that class with me. I want this to be centered. So I'm gonna select it and then center it. And then I want the space in between the two. Is it called kerning? I'm pretty sure you can do kerning in here. I just don't know how. Bullets and numbering. Justification and flow. I really gotta take that class, don't I? Because I want that to be closer together, but I might not get to right now. Well, obviously there's lots of stuff you can do, and I'm sure you can do kerning, because... I mean, you know what? I'm not sure. Maybe you can't. I don't know. It's not terrible anyways. It's fine how it is. I just wanted them to be a little bit squeezed, a little bit closer, and I mean, like, I could... See, I'm going to get up to be a perfectionist about it. I could do two separate. I'll do April. And then I'll do another little box. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. Why is it doing that? What am I doing? It's because it's like highlighted maybe? Not exactly sure what I'm doing wrong. We're gonna leave that alone, and I'm gonna learn how to do that. I'll come back and fix it. So that's really gonna bug me, to be honest. But we're just gonna let it go for now. And we're gonna take the same, paste that effects into that little little tag for the date. Definitely want that smaller. I don't like that. Yeah, I'll just put it up in this corner. That kind of is nice because it balances out the two corners a little bit. But I really don't, I don't know, man. I don't think I like it. Yeah. I think I'm going to just edit this text box down here and add to it and say well, I want it to be the right font. Will it fit? Oh, come on. Funny. One little tiny movement. See, this is where, I mean, I might get a little picky, and I feel like I might want to add like a stitch or something, right, to stitch onto this. And I'm not really 100% sure if this kit has a stitch. I also know that I want to add some no, I changed my mind. I was going to add some splatter, but I don't think we need it. I could call it good. I could. So let's call it good. And there's some stitching in this one. But I'm not going to deal with that right now. You know what, I am noticing that this does still look like it needs to go up a little bit. So I'm going to use the line tool. I need to be on the move tool to move anything. I'm going to change this position a little bit. Even though it says it's centered, I don't know, it doesn't look perfect to me. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, look at that. What a cute little page. So now to save it, you go to Export, click on Export. You want to save, make sure you toggle this Save Affinity Layers. It's right here. I'm going to click it a couple times so you see what I'm doing because you can't see me pointing at it. So make sure that's on. And then I'm saving it as a TIF file. And then I'll say OK. And then I'm going to put it in my folder with my layouts, which is this folder. And I'm actually going to keep it that name for now because I want to know the name of the template when I'm doing credits, but then later on I write another text list of all the credits and anyways, but I know it's from Springster. Anyways, I'm going to save it with that file name. Okay, I'll just click save. And now it is done. And it will also save in this, I don't know what the technical name is for it, but this little workspace. So then anytime I want to come back and mess with it, it's right there, finished. So hopefully that was helpful. I know it was probably really long, but you know, you got to see me finish a page. All right. I hope you enjoyed some of it. I hope it taught you some things. If you have questions that I might be able to answer, I'm happy to help you in any way I can. You can just like, I guess, comment on the video, I guess would be the best way. I don't know. Or you can tag me on the Facebook post. And I'm happy to answer anything that I can. But yeah, I am still pretty new and I'm learning as I go. And also, if you found it really helpful, I can do more. But I don't know, maybe it's totally boring. I have no idea. Maybe it'll be a good way to put you to sleep at night. All right. Anyways, have a wonderful night. Goodbye.